Welcome back to another Working Out with Aaron Briggs video. Today, tell us what's up, Aaron.
Today we've got a strength workout, and we're going to focus on your arms, your calves, right, your lower legs, and your shoulders a little bit. Kind of some different stuff that we've been doing, right? So, like we normally do, we are going to warm up with similar movements that we're going to do when we're actually doing the workout today. So again, we can kind of invite you to join along with us. If you've already done your warm-up, feel free to fast forward to the start of the video or the start of the workout, and you can jump right in. Otherwise, again, just kind of follow along. So first move is going to be a bicep curl. Lots of different ways to do this. If you don't like the idea of a bicep curl, you can always do a row instead. That will continue to work. Exercise 2 is a tricep press. We're focusing on the muscles like we always joke about. Everyone points to the underside of their arm and they say, make this stop jiggling. Yeah, that's what this one's for, right?
Make this go away. Make the flab go away.
Yeah, so again,
fluffiness.
Part of what we call our arms, right? Biceps and triceps are just kind of those fun little muscles that can make your arms look really nice, right? When we focus on a pull or a push, those help you be strong, and these really are a part of when people say look and feel better. Having shapely arms just helps, right? It helps with people's motivation and a lot of other stuff. So,
plus they look awesome.
That's what I mean. They look good. Okay, third exercise is called a calf raise, and again, these are all things that can help us in our day-to-day activities, right? We specifically when we walk, we're going up and down steps. Our ability to be able to elevate onto our toes and then come back down is important for walking, for running, for just about everything. And then again, as far as just having a body that looks nice, this is again something that people can forget about, but calves can really come in handy, and again with that kind of motivation and making sure everything looks good. Okay, one of our last exercises is for our shoulders, and there's two different styles here. Maggie, you're going to see today doing almost exclusively a forward raise, and I am doing a version that's called TYI, and these are where you just kind of make shapes of letters, and so you'll see me doing from the side. That was a T. This is kind of a Y shape. I'll bring my hands together and go I. I will eventually show you kind of a front side version of that too. But again, that's all we need to do for our shoulders today. That will take care of just about everything. And then last of all is going to be an optional core movement or a rest. Now today, both Maggie and I do the core movement every time, and that's what's called a reverse crunch. It's a take on a hollow body hold, right? If you've been following along with us, you know those hollow bodies. And now we're just really pressing our toes up towards the ceiling. And again, this first round is all about making it look good and feel good for you, really getting a feel for the exercise. If this doesn't feel right for you, do any core movement. Hollow body hold would be a great example. Yeah. Or just take that rest.
And again, this is just the warm up, right? So we're still just kind of getting into it. Again, for Aaron and I, we usually do these in the morning, and so it's really just a time for us to wake up our muscles, our bodies a little bit. And so you saw me doing a little bit of a different core movement there, and that's just because I have some sore muscles and just wanted to warm those up. So any core or rest or anything is good for that kind of 30-second chunk right there. So
exactly. Now, again, as we've promised, this is, by the way, our little 30-second break. If you need to kind of set up your station or get some water, kind of get whatever you want, go ahead and do that. We're going to get rolling in 2, 1, begin. Now, for my people that love to know...
We're doing a bicep curls.
Yeah,
start with bicep curls.
Love to know the roadmap. We've got 4 main movements. Each one's going to be about 60 seconds long. Again, we're working on that muscular endurance, right? When we go for 60 seconds, we're really pushing the envelope of endurance here. And so just keep in mind that 60 seconds is it's kind of a long time, right? Whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And as we've kind of promised with these videos, we're always going to show you a version with resistance. That's Maggie today. And then a version without anything, just kind of body weight exercises there.
Yeah. And so the great thing is that Aaron is making sure that he is kind of doing that hard press. It's one of those things that even when you don't have resistance, you can still be building muscle by pretty much flexing all of the muscles that you would be flexing if you had a weight if you had some resistance.
Exactly right. 3, 2, 1. Let's move to that tricep press. And it feels a little funny when you don't have anything. You're like, seriously, I'm just going through the motions. But there's actually a couple of benefits from it. Going through the motions it helps with mobility at the very least, right? Like you're practicing this movement. And to me, what makes it feel like exercise is if I'm pretending that I have resistance there.
Right.
Your muscles start firing, and they absolutely, right? Your neuromuscular connection. Think about like the connection that happens between your brain and your muscle it kind of magnifies when you're doing that here.
It really does. Yeah, I really loved doing it. For one of our other workouts, I was doing this, and I felt like I actually flexed more of my other muscles.
Yeah.
Because I was able to concentrate on my entire body more than just the muscle that I was resisting against.
You didn't have the distraction of the weight.
Yeah, it was awesome.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try those calf raises. And again, go up on your tippy toes and then control it right back down. And you'll see me, I use the wall there. Balance. It can be a little weird to balance on your tippy toes. So again, don't worry. If you're kind of falling over a little bit, it's not that big of a deal. You can always get to where you're balancing a little bit.
And Aaron,
better.
we're just doing calf raises on the ground here, but I've seen people do calf raises like on a step or like an elevated surface. Is that better, or is this just fine? Or?
This is just fine if you don't want any equipment. When people do them on a step, it allows them to go a little more range of motion. They can drop their heels below where the floor would be.
Right.
And it's kind of like saying, is it better to do a push-up, where your chest goes all the way to the floor, or you only go halfway down, right? Sure. You get a little bit more maybe out of doing a full push-up, but this is just fine too.
Okay,
right?
great.
Like I'll take movements
Good
of
to
any
know.
style. Yeah. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a step. Some people just put a book on the ground.
Oh,
and just
sure.
Put their, the ball of their feet on a book. 3, 2, 1, and let's try those shoulder lifts.
All the librarians in the audience just said,
No.
"Step on a book." What?
Depends on the book.
Yeah.
I've had books that I feel like stepping on.
So now, So now we're doing some shoulder lifts, right? Is that what they're called?
Yep, shoulder lifts. And again, that's a generic term because you're just raising your arms, but you're using mostly your shoulder muscles to be able to do that. And again, Maggie's using resistance with the band, and you can see that sometimes her elbows bend, sometimes her arms are a little straight, and the idea is it's still working, right? If you can lift your arms above your head, guaranteed your shoulders are working.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, again, this is one of those where you don't have to be a stickler about the form, except for you want to make sure it feels good. I know that shoulders are something where you typically need very little resistance in order to get stronger in that area. Yeah.
8 more seconds here. You've done a nice job. This is a great first round. Largely our getting a feel for it, making sure form looks and feels good. Well done here. 3, 2, 1, and here's the time to throw that little core move your way or just take your rest. Either way will work. I always try to remind people that the exercises that we're doing absolutely utilize your core. If you didn't have core muscles and you just stood there, you'd fall over in heat. So you have to use them.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of a nod towards the people that really enjoy doing some specific core movements. You've got about 5 more seconds.
And it's some active recovery too. You're not just sitting, but you're giving your muscles a break between those
1.
strength movements.
Okay, we're starting over. Round 2, let's go back to bicep curls. Just kind of ask yourself, how do I feel?
Aaron, you look like you're going to the gun show.
Yeah. Little.
Where's the gun show?
That was a nice deep voice.
Right?
You've been eating a lot of protein, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, you've been doing that. Okay. Yeah, so despite Maggie's little joking there, which I love, it's always fun. You should be able to, laugh, have fun at yourself. This is just a different version of a bicep curl. Instead of with my hands down, I really got them out. And where I feel this more is actually in my shoulders from having to keep my arms elevated doing this. And part of what I will show you is anytime I'm mimicking something without weight, it's also an exercise that you can do with weight. So again, if you have dumbbells, you have kettlebells, a band, anything that you see us doing, you should be able to do for yourself. You should be able to replicate with whatever tools that you have. And the idea is, again, just work with what you have. Do the best with what you have, right? Kind of enjoy it. Okay, we're almost wrapped up with this one. 2, 1, let's move on to that tricep press. And again, you'll see both Maggie and I doing overhead versions. Again, I switched to do something just a little bit different, even than what I was doing last time. And again, if you have a weight or resistance, obviously you can follow Maggie. But again, just kind of enjoy it and play around with it. Now keep in mind, our intention for round 2 is still to just dial it up a little bit.
Right.
Have form that just looks and feels a little bit better with each rep. Just be proud of how you're looking, how you're feeling right now. You've got about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and even though this is a fairly large muscle, it fatigues quickly. For me anyway. Maybe that's a sign that I don't do tricep workouts very often. But yeah, I was definitely feeling this even with the resistance that I had. And a minute is a long time. So that's one of the reasons we choose to do it is, again, Aaron said that we're working on that resistance or that endurance, which is part of it. That's why we do it for a full minute.
3, 2, 1. Let's see those calf raises. Nicely done. You're getting the majority of the way through the workout. And by the way, if I didn't mention it, each round here is about 4.5 minutes long. We're doing 2 rounds, so you're almost done. And that means we've got a total of about 9 minutes of pure workout time. That's with the stopwatch running. If you're logging it today, we've said this is at least a 10-minute workout. And, again, I always think of the way that people, start and stop their workouts. For me, it's just whenever my watch, I gotta start it whenever I go, and I don't pause it whenever I'm taking a rest or anything. So again, don't get hung up too much on, oh my gosh, was it exactly a minute or was it exactly 10 minutes? The idea is, start a timer when you think about going and then stop it when you think that you're done, and give yourself credit for the extra movement that you've done there. You've done a nice job.
If you pause to take a sip of water or go to the bathroom or something, that can still be part of the movement.
3,
timing.
2, 1, and we're moving to our shoulder lifts. So again, feel free to go follow Maggie and do just forward lifts, or you can follow me and do the letters. And remember, if you have dumbbells, you can absolutely do letters with them. I recommend starting light.
Yes.
Shoulders they just don't need a whole lot.
Light, even like 3 pounds or 5 pounds, like that, even just that little bit can go a long way with shoulders for sure.
Yeah.
Aaron, I've heard you talk about some of your clients having like shoulder issues. Mm-hmm. Do they need to take this one a little bit lighter, or just make sure it's feeling good, or what would your advice be for that?
Great question. Yeah, and when we say shoulder issues, it's a joint that has a lot going on in it. It has so many different ways to move, and so like everything that we say, really pay attention to how it feels for you. If it's hurting, potentially avoid it. If it feels good, go ahead and dive into it, right? Lean into it a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, and let's finish with that reverse crunch. But that's an incomplete answer. I think what I would normally say is just start lighter. Shoulders are smaller muscles anyways, especially if you're doing just that straight arm lift. That's not something that you do a ton under load.
Not with that straight arm.
Right.
Yeah.
When we talk about lifting, a kiddo or a suitcase up, well, that's largely you're going to bend your elbows and push your weight up.
Yeah.
So again, shoulders we typically do go a little lighter for the majority of people.
Okay.
If you're in a different boat and you can go stronger, you certainly do. 3, 2, 1. Nice job wrapping up with those crunches. Gang. It's been 9 minutes. You finished your strength workout for the day. Well done. This is the point where we go ahead and dive into our mobility, and this week we're still focusing on the mobility that's around our back. And the reminder that why we do this is to combat that forward kind of slouching or tipping posture that a lot of people have from either sitting at a desk all day. I'm smiling because as I say that, Maggie's already standing up.
Yeah, it's like you think about it. When you don't think about it, you slouch. But when you think about it, you stand up straighter. We do. So one of our key stretches is what's called the Sphinx pose, where, just laying flat on the ground, or forearms are supporting you. And here's the point where you'll see us gently bobbing up and down. And the best description I can say is you just really take your chest and kind of push it out towards whatever wall is in front of you. Yeah. I like to say my sternum, right? My breastbone. Like there's a string connected to the wall across from you, and you're getting kind of pulled at or something. Yep, exactly right. Okay. And once we've done that for about a minute, we again use a mix of holding, static stretches as well as dynamic moving ones. Then we return back to our base posture, our assessment posture, which in this case is still a cobra or a sphinx. Yeah. So you'll see us maybe move up into a cobra position, but again, it's just for comfort and feeling good. Mm-hmm. So well done with your workout and your stretch. It was fun to have you join us. We'll hopefully see you again soon. Yeah, you guys, we've got lots more videos of working out for you. They're labeled by minutes, and if it's a strength or cardio, so whatever you're looking for, go ahead and go to our channel and add on to this workout if you want, or be sure to join us on another day. We will see you back here tomorrow for another workout, and take care, make it a great day, and have fun.